Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Sam Cruz. I'll be breaking down the top pairs I'll be looking out for to trade this week. And as you can see, I've analyzed all these 23 pairs and I only find opportunity in these 5 pairs: NZD USD, GBP NZD, Euro GBP, Euro JPY, and USD CAD. And for last week, if you check my previous video, you see that I took USD CAD trade. It was a loss. I took an L. I'll come back to this, but let me start from here, analyzing it down to see what I'm looking out for before I take the trade. So let's start with NZD USD. So as you can see on the weekly time frame, NZD USD is bullish. This is the higher high and this is the higher low, and we were at the area of interest. So this is very strong support and resistance. Whenever we are up, we are pushing up. Whenever we are up, we are pushing up. You see, whenever we are up, we are pushing up. So it's a very strong resistance zone. And also here, this is strong. This place is a strong resistance zone as well. So this is a strong support zone. Sorry, and this is a strong resistance zone. As you can see, we have support here. We have support here, and we have support. So these two places are very strong zone. And if we move back to the daily time frame, you can see that the daily time frame is also bullish. See, this is the higher high and this is the higher low. You can see also this place is also a very strong support and resistance zone. This zone on the weekly and so as the daily. So it's a very strong support and resistance zone. So that is setting up for a very good trade. So moving on to the weekly time frame. Although this recording seems to be late because prices have already opened for the week. I was supposed to do it before price open, but I actually analyzed before price open on Sunday. So this is Monday midnight. About 2 hours from when price opened, because there was no light, just brought lights now. So, and my prediction was that this was last week candle, so price rejected the EMA and this zone, so I was hoping for price to continue here, and if price did not respect this zone, so this is another zone for price to come back here before having the push. But since this is a weekly time frame, price cannot come down here this week and still have the push this week. If price wants to use this place, to not come down here and still have the push this week. So if price wants to use here, then that'll be for next week, to not be for this week. Or price can still react here, push up, then next week I can still buy from here. Once I get a week retest, I'll buy from here, then take profit here. So moving on to the daily time frame, you can see last week this place was holding the price here. So we have about how many days? 4 days of price action here. price was holding the price here. So this week price just immediately market open pew straight down. So I will just be watching out for the pair and see what it does. So whatever it do, then we have to it. Either I buy from here or I buy from here. Also the forward time frame is bearish, so this one doesn't really matter. All I need is a clean price action and engulfing. So let's just say this week now is creating a week, and if this should push back, it give me a clean Morningstar rejection, push back. Then the next day I'll be looking for weak retracements on the lower time frame, shift of structure, then I'll take the trade up. So that is that on NZD USD. So moving on to GBP NZD. So GBP NZD on the weekly time frame, we are bearish, very strong bearish. But last week I was looking to sell from here. I was looking to just continue the little sell. But if you also listen and watch my last video, you notice that I talked about it, that whenever we have a low, we always have a retracement before we continue the move. So I wanted to get a little buy here, a little sell from here down. I think the risk to reward is still there. Let me see. Okay, see, the risk to reward is still there, but price is not giving me, it did not give me a shift of structure here, so that's why I did not place the buy, sell I meant to say. So price seems to be retracing on the weekly time frame, so we just have to follow what the market is giving. So since I did not take this trade, I need to leave the risk to reward. So you see that the weekly time frame is bearish, but for the weekly time frame to retrace to this place, here, this zone, because here we don't have any zone. The market can retrace anywhere, but this is where I'll be looking to sell from, which is not this week. Once price retrace here, I'll sell down here, which is not this week. And for me, for price to retrace from here to here, it means the daily have to be bullish. The daily and 4 hour have to be bullish to get here before continuing the sell momentum. So this on the weekly time frame, you see, is a counter trend trade. I'm trading against the trend, against the higher time frame, which is the weekly time frame, the high risk trade. So if you see the daily time frame now, you see that the daily time frame is bullish. The daily time frame is bullish. Daily time frame is bullish, so more of a counter trend trade. So I'll be looking out for a retracement down here, then I'll trade the trade here, take my profit over there. Something like this, then I'll take my profit over there. And you can see we have an inverted head and shoulder. So left head, right shoulder. So you can see we have broken the neckline, so of the head and shoulder. So if you have a retracement, retrace of a lot of things there. So to have the trade to push it up. So this is a very strong reversal pattern, and we are broken the neckline, so it is confirming inverted head and shoulder. So and for this now to be valid, we need the 4-hour also to be bullish. You see, the weekly is bearish, daily and 4-hour are bullish, so this is a very good trade. So you see that the 4-hour also is bullish, so I'm waiting for a retracement here. The body candle close like this, the body will close inside here. So before I look for shift or structure to take it up, and I'll take my profit here. Once I'm here, then probably next week or so, then I'll look for sell down. So moving on, so that is that on this. And if you notice, there is NZD here and there is NZD here. So if I am buying this now, it means the NZD is stronger, and on the GBP NZD, if I am buying this now to this place, it means GBP is stronger. So I cannot trade the two correlated pair. So what I'll do is that anyone that looks clean and give me a clean entry and a good confluence, I'll take the trade. So GBP, Euro GBP, you can see on the weekly time frame we are bearish. This is the lower high and this is the lower low. So price have already retraced. Last week this trade would have been a very good and perfect trade for me, but last week, this is last week candle, and last week, on the last week candle, the area of interest was here. The area of interest was here, a very strong zone, but we need 2 time frame to be going down or going up before I can be interested. But when I moved to the daily time frame, the daily time frame was bullish, clearly bullish. It was like this last week. It was higher high, higher low, and I cannot sell. So if this trade would have done something like this last week, then have a retracement here, create something like a head and shoulder, this week I would have sold, switch trade to sell down. But what did he do? He did not have the retracement, so rather I created a lower low, so making the 2 time frame, making the weekly and the daily bearish. So what I'm looking for, this trade is not a very strong trade, so it's just that I'm not seeing any other opportunity, so that's why I just put it here. And now, but even if you want to give me an entry signal, something like this, to shift here, then retest the EMA, then I'll take it down here. So by that time, once this place break here, we'll now have a new lower low on the weekly time frame. So moving on to the, once this is 4 hour, so if you have the retracement, so the 4 hour will have a pullback here, retesting the previous structure point, so testing the EMA as well before push the price down. So moving on, this is another pair. Euro JPY is dancing around the all-time high. You can see we are bearish. This is the lower high, this is the lower low. So on the weekly, it doesn't have a very strong price action on the left side to determine here as our area of interest. But once we go, you see, once we go to the daily time frame, see that the daily time frame is a very strong, support and resistance. You see one here, whenever we are under, we are selling down. Whenever we are above, we're buying, buying. So last week I wanted to, actually upper week, not last week, I sold here, so but price violated my, with a very clean entry signal. I think on the 2 hours, yes, this is it, a very clean entry signal, very, is it 2 hour or 1 hour? Yes, I know I made a mistake here. I would have waited for a pullback before selling on the 1 hour, because I sold on the 30 minutes and the 30 minutes was not that clear. So I sold here. After we have this shifter structure, so the market was like this. So we have the shifter structure. This is the lower low. That's the lower high, and this is the lower low. So inside here now, price was doing something like this. You see, it was doing something like this, but this was on Friday. I need price to retrace back to this place before I sell. So when price retrace back here, it was creating a bullish trend inside. So immediately price broke this place to form an internal lower low. So on this pullback and this engulfing, I enter on this engulfing. So mistake I did was I would have, once immediately I have that engulfing, I would have gone to 1 hour time frame to confirm. And you see on the 1 hour time frame, it was not an engulfing, just a rejection. So that's my mistake I did, and behold, this candle came and violated my prediction. So moving on, so this week now, price have created the liquidity pool, and price is below the zone. You see, price is below the zone. You see, price is below this one. And on the weekly time frame, even though price is looking so perfectly fine now to enter, I still need a week. I still need price to create that little week up. Because if you notice, all the whole price action have been creating the week, even though it doesn't. So it's better for me to stick to what I know and to just enter impulsively. So I need price to create that week up, and for price to create that week up now, I need to have a pullback. So I cannot enter like this now. So you can see we are under now. Last week upper week I wanted to sell, but now we are under. You see price up, down, created the liquidity, then now we are under. So I'm looking for sell down. To sell the price, to sell the market down. So on the 4 hour, the 4 hour is bullish, and I don't need the 4 hour to be bullish because weekly and daily are bearish. You get? So it's even a good thing that the 4 hour is is playing this way. So the 4 hour should turn bearish like this, have a pullback. Have a pullback. So have a pullback and create that wick. I need it to create that wick. So once you create the wick, then I'll be looking for sell down like this. Looking for sell down like this. So moving on, I don't want this video to be long, almost getting long. Moving on, this is the weekly time frame on USD card. I took 2L from this pair last week, reason because the weekly was choppy around here and it was just taking out liquidity, taking out stop losses. Although I wouldn't have taken the first loss, but the second loss was a perfect trade. I would take it any day, any time. So this is the weekly time frame. This is the lower high and this is the lower low, and this is the strong area of interest. Whenever we are above buying, whenever we are under, we're selling, above buying. So a very strong area of interest. So now you see that we are under. So what am I waiting for? I'm waiting for this wick now. You see that this wick is creating that wick. The wick will push up, and if you create down, it will be a wick like this, and it will just push down to be a wick. So this is will be a wick, and for that to be creating that wick, you see we are under it. So price will push up, to this place, and push up like this. Then the next day to give another candle like this, more like money star formation with a long wick. The long wick. The next day, so why maybe Wednesday we'll now start having the push down. So that is where I'll enter the trade. So I'm not rushing market, or wait for market to give me clear indication that it is pushing down before I enter the trade. So if we go to the 4 hour, you see that the 4 hour is having the retracement. Give me by then, when is maybe Wednesday or so, price is giving me an entry signal here. You see by that time this EMA will now support price somewhere around here before we have the push down. So, and these are the 2L I took last week. Took this was still the same mistake I made in Euro JPY, the same mistake I made, but this is a perfect trade. So I made a single mistake here, was that my SL was not placed correctly. So if my SL was kind of above here, this line here, so here is the last structure point, so my SL is supposed to be 10 to 15 pip above here. So we are already having 60 something pip. So if I should make it 67, if I make it 76 now, so I will still be in the trades. I will hold this week. So this retracement, I will hold and take my profit here. 1:2. I'm sure we are having this retracement. We have the retracement like this. So this way, like I'm entering the continuation sell, push the price down and take my profit here. So that is that, and thank you. I'll also be posting any trade I want to take on my Telegram channel. Check my description, you'll see link to my Telegram channel, and thank you for watching.